Swobu, Dabu, Zanzan, Dabu, Zanzan.
Hey, this is Baby Shark. I am watching a 2-on-2 on the K-Pud Inner Circle between He-Man and MiSery, who are fighting against TOFU and disgruntled. Disgruntled, TOFU, and He-Man are all pretty solid players. They've been playing for a really long time. MiSery is newer to the scene, but he is one of the fastest people to pick up the game that I've ever seen. He plays StarCraft, so he kind of has some experience with this type of mechanics and the strategy and so on, but Warcraft is a newer game for him, but he is performing phenomenally for someone with as few games under his belt as he has against people who have been playing for half of their lives like the rest of us. So we have He-Man here. He's going Stronghold. He has no shipyard. The only person who does have a shipyard is Disgruntled. You can sap in this map through the middle because all the spots are on one big island separated by rock walls. Having a shipyard allows you to go expand into the corner mines. And also then you can transport to the other islands quickly. I think this game could go either way. I think it depends on how He-Man is able to kind of tell MiSery what he should do. Because the others kind of have played for a while. So I think they have maybe a slight advantage on the TOFU disgruntled team. Just because of experience. But He-Man's also a solid player. It is a really exciting game to watch. So Disgrunt has dropped off a load of grunts, but nobody's home. That's one thing that Vizzer recommended in one of his Viz tutorials a while ago, is to make a destroyer to go scout on water maps. And that's something that I have started doing, and I feel like it really does help you, because number one, if you're doing grunts, then you know where to drop them off, and that you can see what your allies are doing pretty fast, because those destroyers move quite a bit faster than jugs or even oil tankers. So because you do want to know what your enemies are doing. It helps you decide what your best strategy is going to be. What you need to do to defeat them. So He-Man has a Zeppelin here over TOFU, so he wanted to see what was going on here. TOFU's got level 4 ogres, a sapper. Disgrunt has level 4 grunts. So he's hit MiSery. MiSery is already forward with ogres here. Level 4 too. So he was able to defend that pretty easily. Now I noticed nobody in this case built any towers. Towers can kind of slow you down from getting to Fort and Lust. So if you're not expecting to get rushed early, you don't really need them. Not that what your expectations are necessarily follow through into what actually happens, but we have some towers going up here because now he's facing ogres and he doesn't have any ogres to protect himself yet with, so he's sealing and trying to get some towers up. So because he has the shipyards, the transport, and he made a bunch of grunts, he's a little bit slower to get ogres. But he's got his ogres coming now. Tofu is making his way sapping through, but it's a little bit slow going. And those sappers cost money and resources too, so he's also not Fort or Lust yet. He-Man has got Lust. So it looks like Disgruntled is going down, so now it's going to be 2-on-1 against Disgrunt. So basically, it's basically almost over at this point because we have 2 forts and Lust against one who's not even fort yet, and then he lost his ally, so it would be pretty much nearly impossible for Tofu to win from here against these 2 players from where the game is right now. If Disgrunt could rebuild, but I guess he might not have any peons. Alright, Tofu is going for MiSery. If Tofu takes out MiSery, he could put himself back in the game, but I think it'll still be tough because He-Man is ahead. Although he's getting lost. We'll see what happens. Okay, MiSery is gonna fend off this attack. He's got 4 ogres here. He-Man's coming to help as well. And now he can use the tunnel Tofu made to get to Tofu's base where he has only 3 ogres and no Lust yet. This is a really neat map. The first time I played it, it was a good game, and every game since then on it has been a fun game, so it's kind of one of those hidden treasures that came out, surfaced from like 20 years ago in the Cape Hud collection, and it's become a favorite. I think it was made by a guy named Anvil, if I remember correctly from when I just hosted it. I wonder who all those people are and like if they're still alive and out there. If they ever think of Warcraft. Or I wonder how they would feel to know their maps that they made 20 years ago are still being played and loved by new people. Still playing this amazing game. The water's so dark I barely saw that little line, I just saw the transport there. Which reminds me of when some people were doing, like, where they would unvision you and then vision you in various places so they could, like, write letters in the black. That was fun. So Tofu's barracks are gone, that ends his ogre production. And he has called it. So maybe Disgrunt has gone AFK or something. Because the game is over. Positioning affects the outcome too. Because MiSery and He-Man were next to each other, He-Man was able to give MiSery support. That might not have been as easy if they had been separated across the map like TOFU and Disgruntled were. Alright, that's the end of that